Welcome to Business as a Magical Practice, where your business is the vehicle for your self-integration and soul evolution. My name is Sam Garcia, and I'm the founder of Dirty Alchemy Digital Marketing. And I'll be guiding you through how you can use your business as a spiritual practice and what magical businesses are doing to hit their goals and change the world. Together, we'll be relating the mystical to the world of business so that our work can unite spirit and matter, shadow and light, conscious and unconscious. Let's dive in.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Business as a Magical Practice. Today, I have another special guest and one that you've heard about before, but you have never heard from. And that is Elizabeth Olo, who is on the Dirty Alchemy team. Elizabeth lives on the East Coast in the US. She's a copywriting wizard who specializes in helping you write copy that transforms your dream clients into lifelong fans eager to join your programs without ever stepping out of your integrity or feeling like you are selling your soul. She is the copy coach in the Alchemical Business Accelerator, which means any piece of copy members write for their business, they can submit it in our copy coaching thread in the private community and get edits and feedback on every little thing. So she is such an asset to the team. I had to kind of force her on here. No, not force. I had to convince her to come on the podcast. But I'm so happy you're here, Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you. It's great to be here. It's definitely, I'm a behind the scenes person, so it's out of my usual wheelhouse, but very excited to be here. And like Sam said, I'm the copy coach in the Alchemical Business Accelerator. And in that container, I work with our clients one-on-one to help them at all stages of copywriting, from the I don't know what the fuck to write stage to the I wrote a thing and I don't know if it's done a good stage. And then also people who feel really comfortable with their copywriting, who've perfected their skills, but they know that their marketing will be even more compelling and convert more people when they get an expert set of eyes on it. So I work at so many different stages of copywriting. And of course, I was very excited to join Sam today to talk about all of the different things that people at every stage can learn from the work that we do. So yeah, it's great to be here.
Yeah. And I mean, something that is really cool and that heart-centered business owners don't necessarily realize until they're in the thick of it is that just because you're a good writer doesn't mean you are a great copywriter, because copywriting is definitely a learned skill. And it's been so fun to hear over and over and over and over and over again from people who are in the accelerator that just getting feedback consistently and edits consistently over the course of 6 months on their writing can really, really elevate their skills and ability and impact through copywriting. So it's so good.
Yeah.
And so today we are focusing on sales pages. Really, we're going to be talking about structure of sales pages, which is the first secret to a spellbinding sales page.
Yeah. And one thing I want to just jump in and add here is that a lot of people, when they hear the word structure, like they just want to run in the other direction, because it feels, especially for creative people and for business owners who have these really incredible big ideas, structure makes us feel like, okay, I'm trying to squeeze all of my incredible genius into a box that it doesn't want to fit in. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to feel that way. I know, as someone who's very creative, that structure can actually be what allows your big ideas to go even further and be even more powerful, because it gives you a place to start. It gives you a touchstone to be returning to as you're working on your project, because especially if you have so many big ideas, it's so easy to get sidetracked. And with a structure, you can go back and say, okay, no, wait, this is the path that I'm on right now. This is what really matters. And it also lets you know when you're done, when you've included everything that needs to be there. And so that feeling of completeness that you have related to, okay, do I feel like I've said my message? When you have a structure, it's so much easier to do that than when you're just writing into the dark. And so if you're someone who hears structure and you want to run in the other direction, just bear with us and keep in mind that you can always take and leave whatever feels like it resonates with you. But yeah, don't stop listening yet.
Well, I was actually talking to some friends who are also online business owners just this week about we were talking about templates and using templates for copywriting. And a couple of them were saying how they hate templates and it feels so limiting and all the things. And I was like, wow, I love having templates. I love starting with templates. I love making templates. I love using templates. And they were surprised because they're like, well, we see you as someone who 100% does things your own way. And I'm like, yeah, I was realizing that my love for templates comes first from my 100% willingness to, if it doesn't feel right, go in a different direction. If I'm inspired to do something different, I do it. I always make that as the first piece. But for me, having a template is a way to not have a blank page, which is such a cause of writer's block for so many people, the intimidation of a blank page. So I love templates just because something is there for you to start with.
Yeah. And also that they keep you going when you get to the middle and you're like, okay, like what the hell do I say next? It's like, now you already kind of have it pre-done. Like, okay, here are the boxes I want to check on the way.
And a lot of us have a style of writing or a type of writing that we're really comfortable with. And usually on a sales page, you have to include a lot of different kinds of writing, where if you love ranting, of course there's a spot on your sales page for a rant, but there also has to be places for where you share all the details and you share or other people who love talking, really using stories and emotional language. And of course we want to use that on a sales page, but there also needs to be these other elements that might not come as naturally for you.
Yeah, it really is about harnessing the more open-ended, emotional, compelling language and making it have a logical flow. Like that's all that we're trying to do with this structure. And it creates such a different experience for the reader as well, when they probably not consciously, but are subconsciously clocking that logical flow. It just feels so much more comfortable. And I think probably everyone has a memory of landing on a sales page and just being like, feeling slightly like something's wrong. Like, oh, it's not like something, I don't know what it is, but it's not really clicking. Like it feels kind of off. And that's usually because there's some kind of logical aspect missing. Of course, the emotional side is so important too, but it's something we've all experienced.
Totally. So today we're going to be going through 5 really important things that you want to have in the structure of your sales page. And let's just jump into it. Do you want to start with number 1?
It's coming from the 5 secrets of a spellbinding sales page that gets your ideal client sold on your offer fast, which is a totally free offer that you can get right now. We'll link it in the show notes. It's a PDF document and it's really pretty, so you want to check it out. But this is the first of those 5 secrets to create that spellbinding sales page. So the first secret is to start with your structure. And we've kind of already talked about this, but as a copy coach, when I'm looking at a sales page and giving feedback, structure is the very first thing I look for, because it's usually the line between a sales page that is really easy to understand and flows very well, and a sales page that just comes off as confusing or incomplete. And any of those feelings of confusion is going to make your ideal client just click out of that as fast as possible. There are so many ways to write a fantastic sales page, and it really can be a very creative, open-ended process. But the sales pages that convert the best and show the value of their program the best have 5 things built into that structure. And those 5 things are who, what, when, why, and how. Like, sounds pretty simple, right? So the very first is who. You're explaining who the program is for. And this really all comes back to the central idea that we resonate with content when it feels like it's speaking directly to us, not to our cousin Sue or a friend of ours or just women in general, but directly to us with all of our unique fears and love and messiness. And that's why every sentence that you write for your business, and especially your sales page, should keep your ideal client in mind. On a sales page, you want to announce who the program is for in the opening sentences right away, ideally in the tagline. You don't want someone to have to read through the page as they're trying to figure out, okay, is this for me? Is it not for me? You want to hit them right away with like, this is for you. So keep reading. And when you do that, you're making your clients feel seen, heard, and understood by you from the very first word, which it's just going to compel them to keep wanting to learn more and keep reading down the page. And it's going to make them feel this really deep connection to you and your business. Obviously, that means you need to deeply know who your ideal client is before you start writing your sales page. You need to know who that person you're talking to is. You need to know what fears they have, what things they love, what they're doing with their day. And one of the most common reasons that I see business owners get stuck in their sales page copy is because they've lost sight of the person at the center of their sales page, which is their ideal client. So often I see people who are just completely lost writing in the middle of their sales page, and they're saying it doesn't feel right and I don't know what to say next and it's not really connecting with me. And the reason is usually because they're writing the sales page from the perspective of, here's how this program is about me and my business, and here's why I think it needs to be created. And what you want to do instead is be constantly returning to who the program is for and why it's exactly what they need. So you're not talking about yourself. Like, everything is from the lens of, how does this word, how does this sentence serve my ideal client and show them that this program is going to change their lives. And if you are getting a little hung up on that idea of the ideal client, it's really not a big scary thing. And it can actually be really easy to tap into who this person is. So all you need to do is think about your number one client, the person that you have loved working with, who you would love to have 10 other clients that are just like them. Start bringing that person to mind. And you might even want to print out a picture of them so that you can look at it and reference it, and write your entire sales page as if you're writing a love note to that person. And if you haven't had a client yet who you feel that way about, then like picture who that one person would be if that perfect client came to you. Just think of them in the form of one human being and write to that person. So that's just a really quick and easy exercise to keep you focused and on track as you're writing your sales page. And you might find that as you write, the vision you have had for your container becomes more clear, and you learn so much more about the program and the offer that you're actually creating.
Yeah, we talk about this quite a bit internally, where I 100% believe that writing a sales page before actually creating a program can be insanely helpful. And I have clients who feel the same way, where you have your program, but then you write the sales page and you're like, oh, wait, I actually need to include this other lesson in here. Because through the process of writing a sales page and talking so clearly to who you're meant to be talking to and telling them the transformation that you can provide for them, it just gets so much more clear on how to make your programs even better.
Yeah. And as you're like honing in on, okay, who is the ideal person I want in this program, you're learning so much about what the container is. Some people sometimes are getting freaked out by that. They're thinking like, wait, should I have known this already? And it's like, no. This is the space where you are getting that clarity, and that's perfect. And that's exactly what you want.
So good. Okay, so the second element that we want to have when we're structuring our sales page, as Elizabeth mentioned, was what. And so this is explaining what transformation this program will create for the people who go through it. So when you know your ideal client inside and out, you'll already have an idea of what problems or issues they're experiencing and the transformation they need to go through to get rid of this problem or to have what they want. And this is what your entire container hinges on. It answers the question they're asking themselves of, how will this program change my life for the way better? And just scooting back to what Elizabeth said around having one person in mind, we actually do this as a team. We have our favorite client, our number one client, who has been through the Alchemical Business Accelerator. And we always, like, as a team, we'll be like, well, what would so-and-so think about this? Or how would you explain this to so-and-so? And the same works in the transformation part of it, because we keep that person's transformation in mind, because we want to have 10 more of this person. So if you feel like your sales page copy is convincing people that they should join your program, the odds are that you're not fully addressing the transformation this program will create in their lives. Because when you fully explain the transformation available to them and why it's important, which we'll get into in a moment, you won't need to convince them of anything. You're giving your clients all the information they need to make an empowered decision about the direction they want to take in their life. And I mean, I really should say that we talk so much within the Dirty Alchemy programs of the importance of transformation, and it really being this base of what all marketing should be coming from. Because a lot of us, especially in like the healing space or the spirituality space, we get hung up on modalities of like, oh, I just took this somatic embodiment certification, or I use this really cool technique. And all of that's really great and cool, but that should never come before what the actual transformation is for your person, because really they don't care. They don't care how you're going to get them to the end result. They just want that end result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is so true. That is brilliant. And looking at number 3 for your sales page structure, it's the when, and you're explaining when this program will take place. And this is kind of what I hinted at earlier, but psychologically, when you have unanswered questions, they create discomfort in our minds. So you don't want to unintentionally make someone feel like you're withholding information from them. That's why it's really important to make sure that the type of program and the length of the container are clear and obvious early on the page. You never want someone to be guessing what you're selling, and you don't want someone to have to scroll all the way down to the FAQ at the bottom of the page to find out. So it's really important to state the type of container, whether it's group coaching, one-on-one coaching, or self-guided, or whatever it is, and the duration of the program, and just blatantly state if there are multiple options for the container length as well. I see people sometimes get caught up on wanting to like make the when, or make these really simple facts of the program, how long it is or what type it is, and kind of dress it up in really fancy or spiritual language. And that can be great and it can like read fantastically, but you want to make sure you're not confusing people about what it actually is, because sometimes when we try to like dress it up in fancy words, it just becomes like, okay, I actually don't know what that means. So this is an area where I say to just be pretty matter of fact and blatant, like this is a 6-month long group coaching container, and that will just make people feel really clear about exactly what they're getting into and signing up for. Whereas if someone lands on your page and they don't know when the container starts or how long it's going to go for, they're probably not going to be willing to invest their time and their energy and their money into it.
And as you're growing your business, this is going to be such an important element for cutting down on customer service costs and operational costs, because we have some clients who have very large audiences. And if you aren't really clear on just basic facts, like when the program is, when are the calls, are there even live calls, then you're going to get so many customer service emails or DMs coming to you with people asking these questions. So just think about the future version of your business where you have significantly more customers or clients or a bigger audience. You will thank yourself if you get in the habit of this now. Just tell people what they want to know. Like think about all the questions they would ask you and actually include that on the page.
Yeah, that's so true.
Okay, so jumping into our 4th element, and this is the why. So explain why your program is the antidote your ideal clients need, or your service, I should say. It might not be a program. You could be selling a service. So why is this the antidote your ideal clients need for a problem that they have? And remember when we mentioned that it's important to explain why your clients need the transformation in your program or your service. So you do this by speaking to 2 different things. The first one being the pain points of your customer and the pain points that your customer would like to avoid, and also the deep desires that they achieve when they go through your transformation. And I know that pain points, like I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to use pain points. I don't want to like talk to pain points. That's icky, that's sleazy, and all the things. But it is actually an incredible service to help people understand why they're in pain. Because a lot of us, we have this issue in our life and we don't fully understand why it's an issue, or it's kind of just running in the background of our lives and we're numbing out for whatever reason, or we're distracted by certain things. So we don't actually understand what the problem is. So you being really clear on what pain points are and helping your customers or your readers understand what their problems are is an incredible service. So I just want to throw that in here because I know a lot of people push back on the idea of talking about pain points that clients want to avoid. So how we do this is you want to ask yourself, does your sales page address a specific problem your ideal client is experiencing and the negative impact it's having on their life? So that's the one side of it with our pain points. And then the other side of it is, does it address what they deeply want that they might not even have told people about, or they might not have even consciously realized it before? So does it show them how their life will improve when they have this desire and how amazing they'll feel when they have it? And you can feel this pendulum swing of this before and after, and what an amazing way of really deepening into the transformation that you're sharing and you're illustrating for your ideal client. So those two things, the pain points and the deep desires, are how you show your ideal client why they should care, why they should act now. So what could their life look like if they went through your program or hired you for your service or downloaded your PDF? Why is that so much better than what their life is right now?
Yeah, this is so key. And I want to also add, I think what you said about pain points is definitely true. And I've seen people have their clients have incredible transformations because they were willing to call out the things that are really uncomfortable that their client didn't want. And at the same time, if you're really uncomfortable with pain points, you can lean more into one side of this or the other. You can lean really hard into speaking to those deep desires and not put attention on pain points. And that's another way to do it. Again, I think it's powerful when you're able to call in both of those things, but you can definitely lean more into those deep desires instead of the pain points if that's what you're more comfortable with.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm just going to push back a little bit here because I was just a bridesmaid at a friend's wedding. And this is an old friend who we went to high school together. We went to college together. And it's like the last in our like core friend group that just got married, and being around some really old close friends that I haven't seen in a while. It's such a reminder of how deep relationships can be and how much more seen you can feel when you're able to express issues and for someone to hold you in them and see you in them and not say that there's anything wrong with you, but just really fully understanding where you're at. And all marketing, all business is relationships. Like, I'm a human interacting with another human, you're a human interacting with another human. So this is all about relationships. And just so if you are having some resistance to talking about pain points, and maybe we need to use a different word than pain points, like, think about how you want to be held within a relationship, within a friendship. Do you want people who are unwilling to talk about issues and they only want to like talk about the sunny side of things and talk about the future? Or do you want to be around people who are willing to meet you there?
That's so good. Okay, yes. If you are feeling resistance to it, listen to that all over again. Because that is so true. It definitely adds a layer of depth to the relationship. And so diving into the fifth and final key of how you want to structure your sales page, it's the how. It's explaining how they will accomplish this transformation. So this is where you write the here's what's included section, you're explaining the modalities that you use, or you're laying out the curriculum of your program or your offer. And it's also, and this is what a lot of people forget, it's where you want to explain any unknown concepts or ideas, which will vary depending on what your business is and who your ideal clients are. But for example, if you teach people how to manifest, but some of your ideal clients are new to manifestation, you should create a section on your sales page that explains what manifestation is. It might seem really simple to some of your clients and to you, but when you're in that headspace of your ideal clients and you're realizing they might not really understand it, you want to just lay it out and speak to that. Give them proof that it works, ideally through a combination of your own personal story, client testimonials, and any other kind of proof you have. This is a really great place to use science and statistics as well, if that's on brand for you. This is a more matter-of-fact area of your sales page where you're really drilling down into the more tangible of how you're going to do it and how they're going to do it, really, how they're going to go through that transformation and helping your client believe in themselves that they're able to do this and that this is the container that's going to give them the resources and the support that they need to accomplish that. And one other thing I want to add about this is that it's actually not to do with sales pages, but of course, as business owners, we have so many different kinds of pages that we're creating, whether it's opting in for a lead magnet or a webinar. But if you want someone to sign up for something, whether it's free or paid, it's still important to cover these 5 areas that we've just laid out. You want to talk about who it's for, what transformation it will provide them with, why they should want that transformation, when it's going to take place, which in this case refers to when they can expect to receive it. If it's a lead magnet, will it be later today in an email or during a webinar next month? All this practical information. And a lot of times this is included on the thank you page instead of the opt-in page, but you want to make sure that either way, your client is getting this information at some point in the process of signing up. And finally, you want to talk about how this offer is going to help them accomplish their desired transformation. So that's not just for sales pages. It's really if you want to connect with someone and if you want them to feel some kind of resonance with your business, you want to include these things on any kind of opt-in page.
Totally. And one thing with the how, this 5th part of the sales page structure is a lot of us will resist doing it, but you'll hear some people say like, oh, the importance of writing about the benefits of your program and not just the features. So like the more emotional elements of why they should care and not just about the nuts and bolts of the program. But it is important to include the nuts and bolts, the how, the more logistical things, the how many PDFs, how many videos, when are you, not, we already talked about the when, but the actual the structure of the container, not just the structure of the sales page, because that will often be the first point of objection that people have when like they might want the transformation, they might want to join the program, but the logical part of their brain will push back if it can't be pleased. If they have like Elizabeth mentioned, if they have these unanswered questions or there's any confusion, there's going to be pushback and objections. So the how piece of this is still important. You definitely want to include. So that could look like, if we're going back to an actual sales page, that can look like a pricing breakdown or all of the various elements. You often see these as little product images with the different PDFs in there and the different videos and the number of calls, just to make it feel incredibly tangible. And that will really please your readers' brains.
Yeah, whether they know it or not.
Exactly.
It will. Yeah. And we've talked so much about how this can serve you as you're writing it. And so you're not looking at a blank page and you have something to follow to the end. But really, this is also going to help empower your clients with all the information they need to decide if this is the right program for them. And if you can hit all these points on your sales page, your clients are going to have everything they need to say for themselves, okay, I do think this program is exactly what I need, and I can see exactly how it's going to serve me, or you know what, maybe not right now. And so that's a really powerful aspect of this as well. It's really about giving your clients what they need and the information that they need to empower them.
So good. Okay, you guys, so this was just one secret out of 5 that we have in our free guide, the 5 secrets of a spellbinding sales page that gets your ideal clients sold on your offer fast. You can grab your own copy to get the other 4 secrets in the guide at thedirtyalchemy.com/copy. And of course, that link will be in the show notes. And just to recap what that is, it's a 5-step guide to writing a sales page that seduces your audience with every word while clarifying your message and giving your soulmate clients everything they need to make an empowered decision to work with you. And we actually had such a beautiful testimonial come in for this free guide. And with someone who went through it, used it immediately on a sales page they were writing, and they just sent over a link to their sales page they used it on. And it is so powerful and so good. And it like made us so smile getting that in. So we were really excited to share this with you guys and have you access this information, because a lot of care and time and love went into it.
Yeah, once you go through it, send us the link to your sales page
Yeah,
because we want to see them. We want to see them all.
we really do. Well, thank you so much for being on here with me, Elizabeth. This was so fun. And
Thanks, Sam.
yeah, we all appreciate you. Everyone DM me how much you love Elizabeth. We want to hear.
And you can find me in the Alchemical Business Accelerator container where I'm copy
Yeah.
coaching. And I also do live on camera copy coaching for our VIP clients. So multiple different ways to work with me there.
Yeah, if you want more Elizabeth on a daily basis, like actually
Yes.
a daily basis, come on into the Alchemical Business Accelerator because she will edit everything, give you feedback on all the things. We do have a VIP level, so they get monthly calls with Elizabeth to go through copy in real time. So check that out too. And if you're not ready, you can just head on over to thedirtyalchemy.com/copy to get your 5 Secrets of a Spellbinding Sales Page free download.
Yes. Okay. Amazing. Thanks. Sam.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.